Hey everyone, this is Jordan with Urban Ignite Marketing, and today what we're going to be talking about is how to make your website load faster. And specifically, we're going to be talking about how to compress your images for your website. What I have pulled up here, this is a report that we ran for a website that we recently completed for one of our clients. And right now what we're doing is we're taking a look at the performance section of this audit. So if I scroll down, what's nice is it gives us a breakdown of not only how big the page is, but also a page size breakdown. So what type of content is taking up the most memory on this page. So this is really, really important. Right now we're taking a look at a WordPress website that we designed. Typically WordPress websites are going to run a little bit slower, but we're hitting right where we want to. It's pretty common for WordPress websites to be hitting around 5 to 6 megabytes or so. So if it is a little bit over, don't worry too much, but if you can get it down more, that's awesome. But if we take a look to our right, we can see with this pie chart how much room images take up. And this website in particular actually has a lot of images on this page. So this is actually pretty large, but even with all the images, which I believe are at least 12 or more images on this page, it's taking up less than a megabyte. Now, I know for some of you guys that probably means nothing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how big images are typically when you download them from your camera or your iPhone or even on stock websites, and we're going to take a look at how to compress them to make sure that we're staying right where we want to. The two reasons why we want a website to load fast is one, if people are visiting your website, clients, customers, you want to make sure that the website is loading quickly, because if it doesn't, they're going to sit there and wait for it to load and then end up just getting impatient and leave before the website is or the web page is even done loading. So this also affects your SEO, which is search engine optimization. And the reason for this is because they recognize that faster websites are more enjoyable and people want to be on faster websites and don't really care too much to be on a slow website. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to compress an image. There's a lot of different tools that you can use out there, but in this demonstration, we are going to be using Photoshop, because Photoshop you can use for both Mac as well as Windows computers. So go ahead and open up Photoshop if you have it. If you don't, you can actually get a cloud-based subscription for relatively cheap, or you can try downloading another application. Just be careful with what you download. We'll be sure to include some additional applications that we've used in the description. So this is the image that we're going to be using today, and if I go to my Finder, we can see that the image is 20 megabytes. Now this is very large. Just quickly going back to this chart here, if we're hitting 20 megabytes with one image, we're already almost completely off this scale. So we want to make sure that we size that down by quite a bit. Now, depending on what you're using the image for, your pixel ratio is going to be a little bit different, and we'll be sure to include some templates for you guys in the description. But in this example, let's say that we want to use this image as a featured blog post or a blog image on our WordPress website. So I'm going to go to File, hit New, and this is really easy to do. I'm going to name this blog template layout. That way, if I want to just recover it later, I can do that and save myself some time. And these are the settings that we want to be using. So we want to be using 1200 pixels wide and 600 pixels tall with a resolution of 300. Go ahead and hit OK. And then what we want to do is we want to drag and drop our image in. And what this does is it automatically scales it down to fit within this. But now what we want to do is we want to hold down Shift and then make it just a little bit larger. If we don't hold down Shift, it's going to distort the image, and we don't want that. So just hold down Shift. And then lastly, kind of level out the image. You'll notice that it crops it a little bit differently. And that looks pretty good though. I'm going to go ahead and hit this check mark, or you can hit Enter on your keyboard. And then lastly, we want to save this image. Go to File, Save As, and then from our format, click here, go down to JPEG, click on JPEG, and then you can name this whatever you want. We're going to not save this because I already saved it, and show you what the difference is for the size. So we started with a 20 megabyte image, and then we ended up working it down to a 102 kilobyte image. Now let me quickly pull up these images for you. Now I'm using a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and you notice that they're about the same. The crop is a little bit different, but as far as the sharpness and the quality, it's about the same. And this is a relatively big monitor. Most people aren't going to be using a computer over 15 inches if it's a laptop. Sometimes they're using around a 21 to 27 inch screen if they're on a desktop, but this is still a very, very sharp image. Now, if you're not familiar with file sizes, which I don't expect most people to be, this is a huge cut. So the way it works is we have a 20 megabyte image and a 102 kilobyte image. There are 1,000 kilobytes in 1 megabyte. So this is a very, very small fraction, and it's going to load much quicker by using this image instead of this 20 megabyte image, and it's about the same quality. And that pretty much covers it for this video. If you're looking for an audit for your website, please feel free to reach out to us, and we would be happy to offer you a free audit. And this is going to help provide you with a roadmap to help you determine what's working on your website and what we would recommend to help it work and perform even better. So you can take a look up here. This is our contact information. Our website is urbanignite.com, but you can reach us via email at contact@urbanignite.com. Look forward to speaking with you soon, and hope you have a great rest of the day.